Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. If you hear any noises or pitter patters or meows, we got a cat, and his name is Ravioli, and he is the stinkiest, shittiest cat alive. Literally, he farts all the time, and his intestines don't know how to process food, so he just always has diarrhea. So if any cat experts want to help me out, or me and my boyfriend, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, today is kind of a new series, kind of not. Basically, it's kind of like late night mess and like what I did today, except it's more just like sitting and talking and not really doing anything, but more just like ranting and reflecting on the topic, and that's the name of the series. But yeah, it's early in the morning. I'm dehydrated and I just woke up and I was like, oh yeah, let's film a video, let's be crusty. So the thing that I want to talk about today specifically is that I go to therapy. I don't think that's like a strange thing. It's like something that I haven't shared with you guys, or that no one on social media isn't aware that I do, because I love therapy. I feel like it really helps, and I feel like someone like me in my position, therapy is gonna do more help than harm. And so I've been invested in social media for a very, very, very long time, since I think I was about 11, and I'm 22 now. So being on the internet for 11 years, or being on Twitter and Instagram, or Tumblr, or even watching YouTube for all these years, obviously it's I've been attached to it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a slug, but more just it's become a part of me. And obviously I've made some really, really good friendships and relationships online. I love all my mutuals, and I've got to witness some really cool art and some really cool things come from people having creating these online careers and creating these online spaces for other influencers or for other just smaller creators. And that's really, really cool. But we're not talking about that today. Well, we are, but the thing that's weird is that whenever I don't want to do anything, or whenever I'm procrastinating things to do in real life, I'll just sit on Twitter, sit on Instagram for hours on end, and just going back and forth between the two apps. And I start looking at people's what they're, because so I know that people really they only put out good things, or I also follow people who put out the bad things on social media. You know what I mean? It's their diary, or it's their life, or it's their job. So they have to portray these ads or these specific they have to portray a good side of their life, or they are only showing the good sides, or what they want to show. And you know what I mean? I think that's really cool. But again, I started internalizing, and I started idolizing, and I started I wish I could be in Colorado or Michigan or anywhere else but where I am right now, and not really enjoying my space and my time, and being miserable because of it. And that's not fun. That's not fun for anybody. And so it was just getting very, very cyclical, where I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't cleaning my house, I wasn't doing dishes, I wasn't cooking, I wasn't being active in my friendships and my coworkers' relationships. I was just miserable because I wasn't living a false reality I saw on Instagram. And Twitter is obviously very more real, but Twitter is still something that I can easily spend 2 or 3 hours for. And so I talked about this in therapy with for a couple sentences or whatever. And so my therapist proposed a challenge. They were oh yeah, okay, so I want you to not go on Twitter and Instagram for a week. And I was oh yeah, I'm gonna do it, because it's if this is gonna help me get better, I'm gonna help myself be better, and help me detach myself from kind of a poisonous, toxic reality that wasn't really real. But I mean, obviously it's false. You know what I mean? They're only putting out those good things because that's what makes them money, or that's what gets their bills paid. I mean, those are two different things, but that's just what they want to show and they want to share. They want people, not, I don't think it's their intentions to make people feel envious of their lives, but obviously there's some of these Insta models and some of these brands that use this manipulation and use this we wish you were here tactic in order to get that in your mind, and oh yeah, maybe it's good for sparking vacations and plannings, because me and John are planning to go out of state or out of country eventually in December, January, and that's really cool. But I don't know, it's just kind of toxic, and it's just kind of idolizing these false things that aren't true, because I was looking at people's sizes, and these thin teen influencers who were just born 90 pounds and just have stayed that way for their entire life, where they look very tall, or they have all these cool clothes that I wish I could have. And obviously, like, to some degree, it wasn't just like, oh, I wish I had their life. It's just like, oh, like, I'm just gonna like make this occupy my time because I'm avoiding everything else in my life. So that was really like the core of it. And so like during this week that I had, like, me and John like went to his hometown and visited his family, and it felt really very interesting because the last time I went, like, I was on my phone a lot, and like this time I felt more real, and I felt more attached to like my reality and to like talking to like his parents and his cousins and his family. Like, I felt more real and I felt more involved this time. And not saying that just like for like the family event that we went for that weekend, like I was actually talking to my coworkers more. Like I talked to some of my friends. I was like actually like I forced myself to like paint something every day, and I was actually writing things, and I was just like more active in my own life. And I felt like that was like a big thing for me, because since like I wasn't able to study abroad and stuff, I felt like I've been neglecting my own personal life, which isn't good obviously, but it's just like not healthy. And like if I'm going to therapy to get mentally healthy, you know what I mean, like I need to start not eating out as much as I do, or like cooking my own meals, or not getting like so many bad things to eat at work. You know, it's involved in every facet of my life, and it's like trapped itself in every facet of my life, that like that week without Twitter and Instagram really like it's not like super changed me, but it made me aware of things that I was avoiding. It made me aware of things that I wouldn't have done or wouldn't have changed otherwise, that I had not taken that week off of social media. So it was difficult at first, but then like I mean I kind of cheated. I still went on Tumblr and YouTube, and I was still like watching videos and still like looking at pictures and stuff. But like Tumblr's kind of like a niche social media website, I would say. Like there's not a lot of like in your face drama or like exposing people or like grandeur of life that they're like promoting on Tumblr. And then YouTube, obviously, like YouTube, I was looking at more like DIY decorating things for the house, because like yes, we're still in my kitchen. I don't have a desk yet, but like we're still in the middle of just like getting more furniture and like seeing what we actually want to do with the place, because I kind of like a pink warm theme. I got some more stuff, and obviously like I'm gonna do a house tour later also, but it's just like yeah, that kind of helped me realize like maybe I don't need to be on these applications for 2 to 3 hours a day, and it's nice to just unplug for a little bit. Like even now too, like I try not to use my phone as much as I do, like maybe just for calling or texting, and like waking up and looking at social media, and then I use like YouTube videos to go to sleep. But yeah, that's my little piece. And I think if you're in the same boat as me, where you're just like ignoring responsibilities to be on social media, I would definitely see if you can do like a day without it, or maybe like 2 or 3 days. I wouldn't recommend a week if you're like super attached to your phone, but like it was really, really good, and it really, really opened my eyes. And thank you guys for watching this for me, and I hope you like this new series, because I'm gonna keep doing it, and we're gonna keep ranting and talking shit and exposing people on the internet. Not exposing, but just like talking about things. But yeah, if you have anything specific you want me to talk about, or if you have anything or like suggestions or comments below, if like you've experienced like weird interactions with social media, or like you want to start participating in like getting off of social media, like leave a comment below. Like let's start a conversation, because I feel like this is something that's very apparent now, especially since we're super like a technological society and very attached to our phones, because now there's like smart fridges, and like you can like connect like your lights and like the electric stuff. Then you can clap, and then your lights turn off, or like a remote to like turn your fan on and off. Like I think that's crazy, and it kind of scares me. Like I kind of feel like an old person, because it's like also like I don't like vaping, not vaping, but the Juuls specifically. Like I smoke cigarettes on and off, and I try not to do it all the time, because obviously like I'm unhealthy, but like I don't want to like ruin my lungs. I only do it like for social situations, or like whenever I'm drunk. Not have to justify it. Like don't start smoking if you can prevent it. I recommend that 100%, because it is addictive. And that's like the name place with that. It is with the Juuls. Like I have a lot of coworkers who vape and who Juul, and they're literally doing it like every second, not every second, but like every chance they can get. And I think that's kind of scary, of how like Juul really wanted to do something good, but they're harming a humongous demographic. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on taking a week off of social media, and thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video.